Just because it worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you or work the way that it worked for them. My name is Loren Weisman. I'm a brand communications and optics strategist. And today is about that one-off expert that is now capitalizing on that one-off success to try to make more money. And at the same time, make it in a questionable way with a very heavy lack of experience. So to give you the example, you have that one person maybe that went completely viral. They're genuinely making great revenue from YouTube. They're blowing up, the videos are doing great, or a given business story where somebody started a company and they started in a certain way and maybe they had certain money they don't necessarily talk about, but all of this went and all of a sudden they're successful. Good for them. Here's where it's not so good to me and potentially not to you, is when these people then decide, I've had one experience and here I am and now I'm going to tell everybody this is what you do. There's one woman right now, she's done incredibly well on YouTube. She, millions of views, excellent editor, puts her content together, she has the audience, she's made her money. But it seems very questionable to me that with this very short-term thing that now she has the answer for everyone. And that's dangerous because what she does, how she does it, some of the things that we don't know what she did, and she's not necessarily sharing in her courses, could send somebody in a bad direction. This is the same thing where you see that guy is very popular at the moment, where it's, I tripled my clients. Okay, but let's back up and ask the questions. What do you do? What's your expertise? What were you able to share to triple your clients? Now, for this particular guy, he's an accountant. And he's gone through certifications. He's gone through courses. He's had many, many years of expertise. And yet he kind of backseats that, like many of these courses do, to state, I can help you do this. Well, how do we know that? It's a dangerous, slippery slope when you begin to invest, even if it's small amounts of money, to these instant overnight experts that claim they have all the answers because they got one answer that was perfectly suited and fit for them. Maybe watch their videos, look at what they did, look at elements of that. But consider you are an individual. You're coming from a different path. You're coming from a different place. You may be coming from a different level of finances, of notoriety, of ability, of expertise, of experience. And if all those elements are not taken into consideration and you're just trying to follow the latest trend or the latest course or somebody promising something where they've only done it in one way, that can be a dangerous way to lose money. And then, okay, well, this didn't work. And with many of these people and their courses, some of the bigger ones, you can't badmouth this course. That's in some of the courses that you buy, the larger scale ones, these $30,000, $50,000, the real hype ones. You can't come back and attack this or we'll sue you. So you have people out there that have been hurt. These are the bigger courses. And they can't say anything to warn anyone else. Again, dangerous, slippery slope. When you look to work with someone, if you're looking for answers from a strategist, someone like me, or someone else, or me, look to the experiences, look to what they've done. Not that they're just sitting there and they've done their little AI prompt on ChatGPT or any of these sites to come up with quick, shiny answers. But more so, are they taking into consideration who you are, what you have, what you're doing, where you want to go? And with all the elements that you presently have access to. You can kind of go to like some of that, kind of Tony Robbins style stuff. I can get you building properties and I can get you doing this and all you need to do is just invest this amount of money. Here's the problem. And it's right there in the outlines and in some of the contracts and people don't read it. Go through this super course that many people spent so much money to go through. But then you get to that bottom part that's written in before. If you don't have this amount of money liquid, if you don't have these contractors, if you don't have these connections, if you don't have the ability to invest this as the next step, it won't work. Take the time right now. There are more scams out there than ever. and they're viralized and popularized, and it just seems like it's the greatest thing in the world. They've got the robots and the AI saying, oh, this did this brought me all this money, oh, yes, yes, yes. But these people then end up being a little hard to find, or they end up looking like fake profiles, or it's John H. says this seminar changed my life, and yet we can't find any pathway back to a real John H. Vet. Choose discernment over the excitement. You have every right to be excited about your dream and about what you're going after. But if you're not taking the time to vet, to discern, to dig deeper, it could end up just being a loss. And maybe it's one of those small 99, 95 losses, or even less, or tens of thousands more. That's on you. So look a little bit deeper. Look to the projects. Ask about the projects, even with individuals. Well, have you worked with someone like me? I can do this for anyone. When somebody says they can do it for anyone, that might be your first red flag to walk away. Look at what you want. Look at what you have. And for the people where you need help, look at those that have genuine experience, authority, and time put in with a series of clients that may be able to lead you. Don't take away from being inspired by an individual, but being inspired by that individual doesn't mean that individual has the knowledge, the authority, or the expertise to genuinely teach you to create the same outcome that they did.